Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're gonna react to King explaining a fight with Dwayne Bacon, who is Nick's boyfriend. So yeah, we're about to react to King's side, and then I'm gonna do Dwayne's side. Share screen. I'm so fucking mad. My camera is doing this. Share. Okay, there we go. Make sure y'all can see what I'm seeing. Yep. All right. All right, y'all. So apparently they didn't got into a. Oh, Nick did do a reaction. I forgot all about that. I watched that last night. Nick did do a reaction on it, so I'm gonna try to do three. I'm gonna try to hurry up.
All the way upset with you, just so you know that I'm not afraid of what happened. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not in that space because of this happened 3 years ago, like August. That's crazy because we are in August. I remember the date because I got the video from after the situation happened. Like August 25th. When it was in August of 2022. Um, we was going 2 week by 2 week, and this is
Yes, we back, y'all. We back. Now this is gonna be every time I try to do a reaction video on this whole debacle. I promise y'all, my computer stopped working. I just was on here. I just was on here. Everything was going smooth. And now I'm on here reacting to this shit and it's acting stupid again. Man, listen. This is so
the time was in the time ready to school. Well, not even school, that's care. It really was daycare. It was school, daycare. I took my son to daycare that day, that morning, because it was primarily like they wanted him to go to daycare, but they was paying for it. However, and I brought him that morning. I drove all the way over there and I brought him cool beans. Later on in that day, I was going to pick him up, and I got a phone conversation, a call where the mom is going to pick him up. She's going to take him from school. Me, I wasn't okay with that. I was like, no, you can't just take him on my time. Like, how are you just going to go get him and just take him because you feel that's not fair to me? And I cherish my time when it comes to my kid. So, by that being said, I'm on my way to his school, and she already picked him up, and I'm like, bro, why you got him? Like, no, let me get my son. It's my time. You're not supposed to like be doing that. Like, come on, now, I'm gonna have all this start to be a thing where you just taking him from me, all this thing.
okay. Now I see what's going on. When I watch it from the damn stream, y'all think it's not working, so I've had to watch it from the video. All right. I can't believe they was fighting. That's so crazy. Because nobody ever said anything. Nobody ever said anything. They said Lena told everything like a dumbass. I wouldn't have said nothing if my man got beat up. I'd have been like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. Shit. Come on. Let me pause it. Hold up, y'all. Let me exit it out and go back. I can't watch it from streaming. I'm not gonna watch it from. Alright, so why is it back? Oh, this is TikTok. So we might gotta do some TikTok clips because I don't like how this is playing. Alright, I'm gonna try again. Try one more time. Alright, alright. Hey y'all. She said for the dinner about everything. I to me, a lot of people not looking at it like this though, but I of course Lena, I don't like her. I don't like how she acts. But when it comes to Nick and King, it's like I don't know. Like I'm not gonna say they got feelings for each other, but it's like damn, this is crazy. Let's just get into this because it just seems like it's just too much.
And we going on the phone, we arguing, we bickering at each other, however. So I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna go to your house. I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna get my kid because I wanted my son. This is like a thing where my son is being withheld from me, and this is where things plenty of times can happen where the woman is entitled and feel like she could just do that, and she do those things to the man, like take the kid, don't give you the kid, act like you the villain and all that. But it came down to the come down to me just going over there. And I went to her house. We was on the phone from the time that she called and said that she had got Kaiser, and I'm like, oh, bro, you can't like do that. I'm already on my way to his school. I'm already like out my house. You should have been said that. You should have been told me that or whatever, communicated that. But at the same time, I had just got my son, so how can you just take him away from me just like that because you back in town, you're not doing your Orlando trip or you're not doing your whatever she was doing at the time, and you just gonna come take him now because you're back. To me, that's not fair. Once again, that's one of those situations where they like, well, I know he ain't gonna fight for my son or however the case. So I follow, I get there. Um, her boyfriend hops out the car. He goes into the crib. Um, I'm getting out the car, and I believe that she didn't think or know that I was gonna pull up, and she kind of cracked the window while we was talking. But she was already talking crazy. We both was already talking crazy. We both was going in at each other. It's not like I was the only person that was on a thousand. We both was going in on each other. That's true. So when I got there, I'm like, yo, like, let me get my son. You're not gonna just do that because that's not fair. How can I can't just get my son? Like, get him out the back seat. It's my son Kaiser in the back seat. And she cracked the window and she's trying to play this role like she's afraid, she's scared, doing the woman thing, which I understood. No, you're not hitting him, all that stuff. So from my point of view of it, I see him on the corner of my eye in the garage looking.
He should. That's his woman.
And he was going backwards and forth for a little bit, maybe like a good like 2 minutes or so. And me trying to get my son out. He said, "I'm just doing him." Plus, I didn't even get to spend my time with him because he was with you, he was with your mom, he was everywhere else, but with his dad. Cool. This is when dude stepped up. You know, he came out of nowhere. He raised up to me. Me and him going backwards and forth. After a while, both of our sets put up. I'm pushing back, going towards like the street. Meek hops out the car. Kaiser hops out the car. My attention and my span is like, okay, well, my son is out the car because this is what I came here for. Me and you ain't swing, you ain't swing on me, and I ain't swing on you. At this point, we not about to fight then because at this point we could have been did what it was. So I put my guard down and I was trying to get my son. I was hit right here. Boom. Once I was hit, I took that lick. I got mad and I got upset and was like, and I said this. Oh no, I want my lick back. By that time, he's walking backwards. Meek got in front of us. I'm trying to get out Meek way. I'm trying to maneuver around. I swung and I missed. Me and him wrap up. Now, from us wrapping up, this is my first time actually being this close to him to understand, like, okay, well, he's bigger than me. Okay, he's taller than me. Okay, cool. We go from her car, we went from her car to my car, and then we end up on the ground. I was holding him by his chain, he was holding me by my shirt. Meek was at the all of it all, like, get off and stop, however the case. Um,
So, okay. Wait a minute, let me go back. Not gonna do that. So, oh my god, I wish they would stop.
he gets up, he goes towards the houseway. I gets up and I go to my car, and from that point, like, to what he was in the going in the house for it. He was in my car, however that been. But my son was right there the whole time seeing it all. And when I looked at him and I witnessed that, that's when I came to realization, well, let me move around because how mad I was and how furious I was and how things had escalated, it wasn't good for a kid to see what was going to happen, whatever next. Um, All I remember telling Nick at the same time of it all when he went in the house, I was like, this really your fault because it's fucked up. Like you just took him from me, and I ain't need to get the chance to really have my time with my son, and I cherish at my time when I have him. I don't really do nothing else besides make sure I'm catering to him and doing what I'm supposed to do when I have him. And that happened. So I don't know where it was like we didn't actually have like no fight. Like he threw a lick, I threw a lick, and we fighting, and he 100% won the fight. Or he hit me and grabbed me and then threw me on the ground or shit like that. Like, nah, we both tussled. It was like a tussle. It was like he hit me and I gave him that, and I was like, okay, bet, let me get mine. And we wrapped up and we went from part of part and to the ground. An actual fight, like let's go finish off, and like that happened, then that would have been a different situation. And even if you got the footage or whatever, like I believe that you probably have footage of her camera that was at her house. It never was like misconstrued to me that I couldn't go over there or I couldn't because there's plenty of times that I have been in the house that you say that is your house without you there. I've been in the kitchen having conversations about Kaiser.
At this point, it's been from I'm telling you, girl, this is a lot. This is a lot, and this drama been going on for a while. Just as long as the Lit family drama, this is a bit much. When I say this has been going on for a very long time, I can't even keep up. That's why I said I'm gonna right here.
My wife is outside while I'm inside talking or handling what I gotta handle or making sure Kaiser got whatever. I didn't go in there one time, two times, three times, maybe four times. Just as the father of my son and not disrespecting like her home or coming on to her or anything like that. No, it was just I never knew that it was your house because I always walked freely in if I needed to or help put groceries in when I brought food in or something or however. So I wasn't like aware of that was your home or any case because she never said that or never made that be known. But I feel you though, and you wanted to step in, but at the same time, that wasn't something that you were supposed to step into. So maybe like literally like 5 months later, 6 months later, I haven't saw him. Me and her still doing our 2 weeks thing, dropping him off, bringing him to you, bringing him to me. I'm still doing my daily routines. Or when she come pick him up from my home, I'm walking outside, putting him in his car seat, buckling him up. I love you, son, getting kissed. All right, hit me if you need me. And send him by his way. So 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line, come I haven't saw you, but she brought you to where I live. And from those 6 months, me and you on two different pages. I'm growing, you growing. However, so I'm doing the same routine as like let me put my son in the car. We
Somebody had asked Nick, like, do King still be flirting with her? Or because he flirted with her while he was with Lane, and she was like, no, he just be too busy being mean to me. And I just feel like this is just all a mess. I can't recall who left who. I really believe Nick left King, and she left because she said he was cheating and stuff like that. It's like every time a YouTube couple they break up, everybody sides with the woman. Like the woman is who succeeds in the situation because usually it's the man that's been effing up. So I feel like it's a little resentment. Like, all right, you still going up. You know, I'm not financially stable the way that I want to be, and I had to move to Thailand, and y'all keep coming to the internet with things. People keep bashing me, and so I feel like the resentment is because of that. And that's the same thing with Lena. Lena feels like that Nick runs to the internet because that's where she has the power at. And people start bashing her. So that's where that resentment comes in with Lena. Like, it's just all a mess. I just feel like they just need to take it off the internet.
you were in the car and she brought you over, and that's why I knew like right there. I'm like, oh, this trying to trick me out my position. Everybody trying to play with me and trick me.
Why do I keep
Trying
getting
to play with me and trick me. because I felt like she knew better just to even bring you over and not knowing what my intentions was. I'm knowing like, hey, I know the last time y'all saw each other, y'all got into a whole stuff or whatever the case. Me being the person that I am and not afraid or not embarrassed or not tucking my tail at all, put my son in the car with respect, and I asked you, hey, I need to talk to you. Let's talk. And you was cool with that. You got out the car, me and you eye to eye looking. I told you what the situation was. You had no business hopping into that because that's not your child. You don't understand what was going on, but I feel like you should have because you was on side of her knowing our conversation. And this is why I respected you so much at. Because as a man, you took your whole accountability and told me out your own mouth that you was like, you was wrong for that. And you knew you was wrong for that. You start giving me a lecture, and this is when I'm starting to get to really know you. On knowing like, okay, you got a wife, you or ex-wife, and you got a baby mama, you understand how that goes, you understand how sometimes things will go. You took full accountability on your wrong. And I so much respected that. I'm like, you know what? I fuck with that because at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right. And after that, I simply told you, I shook your hand, and I told you next time that was to happen, don't spare me, and I won't spare you. You looked at me for real, and it was like you felt that, you understood that. Cool. You went by your day with Neek and Kaz, y'all left. That's what made us start to do those videos when we came to Orlando, because me and you had already built each other out and knew, like, you know what, we bigger than that as men. That's when Neek and Lena did videos. That's when me and you did a video. Because it was showing like I'm a grown man, you a grown man, and we all growing. And we was trying to make this all into a blended family life. But yes, I am wrong for coming over. But that still go back to the part of her saying that she know that I would never fight for my son when I got into a whole altercation with someone behind my son because it was on my time. I would have never came over there if it was the right thing.
I don't think she means like physically. Like she's talking about if she was to take Kaiser away, you wouldn't fight for him. Like you wouldn't go to court. You wouldn't do nothing. And that's the issue at hand. I feel like they should have been with the court because all of this would have been figured out. King would have been paying for flights. Kaiser would have had his time with mom and dad without anybody trying to control anything. Nobody would have been able to do anything. They would have had to follow the court order. Like this is so stupid.
For you to take him, but because it was my son and I cherished my time with my son and me wanting to be in his life, and I had already took him to daycare that morning. My intention was already to pick him up. I already left on my house. I'm in my car on my way to go get him, and you calling me and telling me that you got him. I'm like, no, no way, no. I'm on my son, and then, well, you gonna have to get him next time, or it's like that's not fair. And I stood on that. I'm like, bro, that's not fair. And then we started going back and forth. Once again, when I came over there, it wasn't like we had a whole fist fight. You actually just won the fight, and I got my ass whooped and beat down and stomped me out. It wasn't that. You hit me one time. I swung. I missed. We wrapped up. Carter bumped into this car, which was her car. Bumped into my car. Somehow we rolled. It was like a little ditch way. I'm on my back. You holding me by your chain. You holding my shirt. Shit like that. You didn't throw no extra other lick. I didn't even throw a other lick. I got up. Boom. I ran to my car. You went to the house. And I guess two men was gonna just do what two men do at that time. But I'm happy and I'm thankful that my son was there because I looked at him for real and was like, let me escalate, let me move around, let me not do this because I was able to still see another day. I was actually still be able to see my son. I was still able to move where I'm at and still chase my dream as much as you out chasing your dream as a man. So the conversation that we had and we put it behind us and stuff, like 3 years later now, I guess to like see if I'm gonna like be afraid of whatever video clip you drop. Hey, do that. Do it. I'm not ashamed because you a different man today in 3 years, and I'm a different man from 3 years today. So, yes, if that makes you feel good and that makes her feel good, because I watched your video And I was like in the beginning part, I'm like, yeah, I fuck with that. I feel what you're saying in your Snapchat, and you speaking as a man. And I get it because I understood our conversation. I rather you have called me and say whatever you had to say to me or text me. Because we don't got each other number. But Lena and Neek got each other number, so they could always text each other. And Lena always text her and say, hey, this, that, and the third, or just send her and say this, that, and the third. But me and you don't have each other number. So when I was seeing your videos, I was kind of like feeling you at one point. Like I get what you're saying, da 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 da. And then it was another clip of you just like, who am I? And then now it's the boosting or gassing it more than like something else. Where, like I say, fam, like I feel you, I feel you see what type of guy, and you saying it. You know I'm not no deadbeat, but she keeps saying that I'm a deadbeat. You saying that I love my son and I'm this, but I'm gonna lie, fam, you don't live with her 24/9. Like me and mine, we live together. Like we everywhere together. Like I know you may in and out.
But I don't think that has nothing to do with anything. I just feel like at the end of the day, I feel like Meek needs to stop coming to the internet with this nonsense. I feel like King needs to step up and do better as a dad. I feel like Lena needs to shut up. I feel like Dwayne, he really just said something this time. So I'm really not gonna say too much about him because he do stay in his lane and he don't say nothing. I just feel like he felt like, shit, Lena always coming to the internet with it, so why not? And I really respect Nick and Dwayne because they never said anything. This happened 3 years ago. 3 years ago, they could have been said something. They never said anything.
To travel here, do this and do that, but like you really don't know what our conversation 100% be like all the time, and know really what happened, how things happen. From again, from her coming to the internet and putting me on blast on something that I actually did not do. And I feel you, that's your girl, and you're gonna stick beside her, you're gonna stick on her side and probably not see what be going on, but once again, bro, like she came to the internet, not me. And I understand what you're saying too. Like it shouldn't be mama and baby daddy arguing on the internet if we not together. That's right. I wouldn't even want mine to be on the internet if she had a baby daddy and crying and keep coming to the internet about it, about another man. I definitely would have been saying like we need to cut that and handle that privately. Because I handle everything privately. I never come on here first and say, this is what I got going on. Or even then, like me and you got into a whole altercation. I hold my head up high, took that as a man, learned from that. 5 months later, 6 months later, I told you what was on my heart when I saw you again. I could have been a nigga like, oh fuck this, I want to do it again, woo woo woo. But I didn't because it was just like I grown as a person. And you respected that, and I respected you on that at one point. But now it's like, yes, fam, I get it. You trying to jump in for your girl. I get it. But you don't really know what I know, fam. It's okay. I still take my lick because I'm not afraid. I'm not tucking tail. I'm not hiding. I will be seeing my son. I will be picking up my son. And it's my time too. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So you got any video and you feel almighty, you want to drop that down, I guess do it. But it's not that you beat me down. It's not that you beat me down and I took my tail and I was on some whole complete bullshit. It's not happening. But I do give you that you hit me in my shit right here. How big you is. You're supposed to sleep me, knock me out, put me on the ground from there. That did not happen. And
That sounds like he popping it. He like, yeah.
I wanted my lick back. I didn't get my lick back still. So that's my truth.
All right, so let me go to a teaching so I can just try to get everything in the next show because this is
So Nick has just dropped what people are calling a diss track on someone
said it wasn't a
replies
diss
with,
track.
but you go back and forth with Chris.
Y'all keep asking me, oh, you guys respond to Chris Tales, and it's like,
Okay, so this
So
is the
King has finally responded to the claims that Dwayne put hands on him. Now, after people were spamming Lena to get King to respond, King went onto YouTube and posted a video on the events that led to that fight.
We both tussled. It was like a tussle. It was like he hit me, and I gave him that, and I was like, okay, bet, let me get mine. Stuck, and we went from car to car and to the ground. An actual fight, like, okay, let's square off, and like that happened, then that would have been a different situation. And even if you got the footage or whatever, like I believe that you probably have footage of her camera that was at her house. It never was like misconstrued to me that I couldn't go over there or I couldn't, because there's plenty of times that I have been in the house that you say that is your house without you there. I've been in the kitchen having conversations about Kaiser. My wife is outside while I'm inside talking or handling what I got to handle or making sure Kaiser got whatever. I didn't go in there one time, two times, three times, maybe four times. Just as the father of my son and not disrespecting like her home or coming on to her or anything like that. No, it was just, I never knew that it was your house because I always walked freely in if I needed to or help took groceries in when I brought food in or something or however. So I wasn't like aware of that was your home or any case because she never said that or never made that be known.
So now this all started because King wanted to get Kaiser, and Neek told him that he can have Kaiser the next day. So King decided to pull up at Neek's home, and that's when Dwayne came out when King was getting a little bit too disrespectful. Now this is what Neek stated happened with the fight.
Sway ended up saying, bro, like, what you want to do? And they ended up squaring up. I did see Splain say that somebody that Dwayne snuck him. That is not true. They were face to face. They snuck each other. Like they didn't sneak each other. They were face to face. They squared up before the fight even started. It was a wild. It was like a square up. Like they was face to face. Kaiser never got out of the car. He was looking out of the window. He never went out one time, got out of the car. His window wasn't even rolled down, but he was looking out of the window. And they fought. Splain, Dwayne ended up getting on top of Splain where to the point where he couldn't breathe. And so of course I did not want it to happen. Like this is not something that, because at the end of the day, I still have to co-parent. It just became a messy situation because I have to co-parent with this person. At the same time, I'm in a relationship with this person. I did not want them to fight. So of course it got to the point where I'm just in the middle at the point, like I'm getting hit at this point because I just didn't want it to happen. Like, especially not in front of Kaza, I just didn't want the situation to explode how it did. And so yeah, I pulled Dwayne off, and I pulled Dwayne off, Splain went to his car to get whatever he had to get. I rushed Dwayne inside because I just,
from how King was talking, he was getting ready to get a pound. That's what he was saying in so many words.
Wouldn't feel good on me.
So now Dwayne is spilling all the tea because he's claiming that after King got beat up, he then went to his car to try to get a weapon.
Now that I'm off this flight, not your place. This not your business. I said it is once you start yelling and getting loud at my house. Then after that, you said no. Well, what you want to do? What you want to do? You initiated the. I never wanted to fight you. You initiated the what you want to do. So I was like, what you mean? You said what you want to do. We wrapped up. I put you on the ground. Nigga, you was grabbing my chain because I was choking you the fuck out. Neek was on my back. Oh, let him go, let him go, let him go. She thought you was gonna die, bro. I was choking you the fuck out. We got up. I went in the car, nigga. You ran to the car to try to get you. I guess you was.
Which is stupid because if you look at that would have dropping a charge on you, and why? All because of what? Like, this is so stupid. This is what I mean. Like, I get it, but I feel like King said this. Maybe what the hell did King say? King said Kaiser was out of the car. Yeah, he said Kaiser was out of the car. He let his guard down when Dwayne hit him. Dwayne saying no, face to face, I hit you. But the whole story sounds the same, other than that part.
She was gonna try to shoot me. I don't know. So don't get on here acting like I snuck you. I didn't sneak you, nigga. You was well aware squaring up and we was about to fight. I didn't have to sneak you. You never got a lick in. You never did nothing. The only reason you was grabbing my chain is because I was choking you the fuck out. But that's the point. Talking about, oh, I wouldn't just because I've been out. Nigga, I never said you couldn't go to the house. Your son lived there. I don't care. Key word, I wasn't there. You said I wasn't there. I was never there. So don't try to get online and act like, nigga, you was just walking through the house when I was there, because that's cap. You wasn't. You never did no such thing like that. So don't start to try to say some shit when you know it wasn't like that. Like, cut the bullshit. Then you talking about, oh, you're not with her 24/9. You damn right I'm not with her 24/9. We both got our own motion. We don't need each other to get money. Like, you know what I mean? We don't need to, I don't need to be up under, I don't need to make a joint YouTube channel. I don't need to do all that to make no money. I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that. That's the way you get your money, but I don't need to do that. We both got our own motion. We both get paid in our own ways. You feel what I'm saying? Then we bring that shit together. Just because we're not together 24/9, that don't mean we don't talk 24/9 and I don't hear what's going on. She got two phones. I done heard plenty of conversations on the other phone and you on the other phone. Plenty. Plenty. So that ain't really making no sense. And you come back and say, well, this 3 years ago. Well, you with your wife, your fiance, 24/9, and you didn't see in the video where she brought it up, where we had, where she said, oh, they had a
Dumbass mouth. I'm gonna tell you.
24.
King just was saying a whole bunch of nothing. He talking in circles. I'm going with that.
Say I apologize for stepping in. Apologize for that. So that's cap. Stop playing. You know that's a lie. I didn't apologize for nothing but fighting you in front of Kazi. That's the only thing I was sorry for, which you initiated the conversation. So I
This
don't
is
even know why
sad.
you would get on here and try to
One
flip some
day
shit
he's
up.
gonna be he's gonna be an older kid, and hopefully Dwayne and Nick are still together, Lena and King or whatever. But he gotta see this one day, and he gonna ask some questions because that little boy is a smart little boy. That little boy got a slick old mouth. But all right, so I'm gonna get up off of here. I just feel like everybody needs to get it together. This is another um what is like four people that needs to sit down and have some type of therapy session because this is just too much. This is so childish. But cousin gang, we out this thing.